Hey, what's up people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Desmond Z. If this is the first time you've ever laid eyes on me. So, if you've seen any of my past videos for like the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe not last week's video was cute and fun. But the week before that, I came to y'all and I told y'all that I had been struggling. I had been down in the trenches. It's been hard for your boy to get a good book, going. But I am happy to announce I bring you good noise. I bring you good news. I bring you good news. Comfort and joy. God rest ye merry gentlemen. The spell has been broken. The spell has been broken. The Sanderson sisters no longer have a spell on me. I've got some good books to talk about. I have four books that have lifted me from the depths of despair. And I want to tell you about these books that have broken my bad streak. And let's get into it. Let's just talk about it. First up, we have The Local. Now, I will tell you, this is a legal thriller. A legal thriller. They let you know this is not a novel. Not just a novel, a legal thriller right there. So this book, I had actually seen this book around for a little while now, and I was hesitant about reading it. I had my doubts. I was just like, I don't know. I kept passing it up. Something just told me, just give it a try. Just give it a try. And our main character here is James. He is a patent lawyer in East Texas. So he's used to doing cases, you know, trademarks, copyright, all those, you know, I came up with this idea, it was mine, and this big company stole it from me. Now I want to sue them for millions of dollars, blase, blase, blase. That's what, you know, he's used to doing. Amir is, you know, this bigwig businessman from Silicon Valley, and he's being sued for his idea of, like, he has like a rideshare idea or whatever. So he's being sued saying that, you know, his idea for his company, he actually stole it from somebody else. So why is this guy from Silicon Valley, you know, handling his business on the West? He on the West Coast. He on the West Coast handling business. Why is he down here in East Texas trying to, you know, fight this case or whatever? Because most patent cases take place in the courts of East Texas, which is a true fact that I learned in this book. And I'm gonna leave a link down below if y'all are interested in learning about why so many patent cases take place in East Texas, of all places, in a small town. I just thought that was really interesting, something that I never knew. And yeah, so he's here in East Texas battling this case, and while he's there in the courtroom, things get heated because he's pissed that he has to come here and defend his company when he knows this is his idea. And so he gets thrown out. Judge is like, you know what, you're talking too much. You talking too much. You yippity yip yapping, and this is my space. This is mine, baby boy. This is mine up in here, and you gonna respect me, cause you ain't on the West Coast. You in East Texas, okay? So judge tell him, get your ass up out of my courtroom. You got to go. So he starts running off at the mouth even more, and he's like, you know, I'm gonna kill you, mother. I'ma do what I gotta do. And boop, 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 and all this, you know, he's talking cash noise. So, judge like, you know what, don't just put him out of here. Take his ass to jail. Clink, clink, take him to jail. So, he gets thrown in jail, and lo and behold, guess what happens? The judge come up dead. That's not a spoiler. Trust me, believe me. It's like, it's what jumps the book off. Okay? It jumps the book off. So the judge comes up dead, and who's the suspect? Who is the suspect? Amir. Things go from there, and we have to figure out, did Amir actually kill this judge or not? And who does he want to defend him? Our main character, James. Now, like I told you, James is a patent lawyer. He don't do criminal law. He deals with, you know, you owe these people money because you stole their idea. That's his shebang, okay? And so it goes on from there. And I think the author did a good job of good social commentary, and things were kind of fast paced. It didn't take too long to get where we needed to be. And like I said, this is a legal thriller, so it's not like chill me, thrill me, shoot 'em up, bang bang type of thing. It's not like Razor Blade Tears. Y'all know how much I love Razor Blade Tears. It's not anything like that. We still do have twists and turns, but it's not as much. The author of this book was a writer for the legal drama The Good Fight. Y'all know The Good Fight, The Good Wife, and all those shows. He was a writer for The Good Fight. So think of it as like that. It's like a serial legal drama turned into a book. And but it's good. It's good. I really enjoyed this. There were parts of it. This is divided into 5 parts, and part 3 was kind of to me. I was just like, okay, it's slowing down a bit, it's dragging, but I mean, no book is perfect. And I enjoyed this. What a pleasant surprise. What a pleasant surprise. Our next novel that we have is Perfect Peace. Perfect Peace was written by James who? I was going to say James Blake. Perfect Peace was written by Daniel Black, who also wrote Boys Don't Cry. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Perfect Peace was written by Daniel Black, who wrote Don't Cry For Me. I talked about Don't Cry For Me. I read it last year. One of my favorite reads of the year, and I just love that book so much. So this was actually written in 2010, I want to say, and this is another one that I've known about for a while. I knew about this one since reading Don't Cry For Me, and I read the synopsis. I was like, oh, it sounds interesting, but I just never got around to it. So this book is about Perfect, who is our main character, and her mother was Emma Jean and her father was Gus. They had 6 boys. They had 6 boys, and they just, like, Emma Jean wanted a girl. She wanted her a girl. So she comes up pregnant again, and she just knows it's a girl, it's a girl, it's a girl, it's a gotta be. Gotta be. She has the child, ends up being another boy. Emma Jean not going for that. She been through enough, she said. She tired of living with all these boys and her husband. She wants a girl. So what does she do? She passes the baby off as a girl. Nobody's allowed to see the child. Nobody's allowed to change the child's diaper, but the mom, nobody's allowed to, give the baby a bath, and none of that. And this book is set in like the 40s. I should say that the book is set in the 40s, and even today, like, there's still this whole thing around for some people about how fathers are supposed to care for their daughters. Like, should they or should they not change the baby's diaper? Should they or should they not bathe their daughter? And it's just like, that's a very weird thing. Like, this is this child's father, and I know, I'm aware that predators exist, no matter whether you're related to them or not. But if a father loves his child, would never do anything to harm his child, why can he not change his child's diaper? Why can he not bathe his child? So the mother preys on that whole, like, all those, taboo things to get the child just, like, to be in her orb. Like, she does everything for the child. Obviously, the child is growing up. The child is going to go through puberty, and things will happen, and the truth will come out. And also the child will begin to ask questions. The child will see other kids, and they will talk, and things will come out. This secret cannot be kept. So eventually the secret does come out, and that's when everything, really just falls apart and unravels, and the family has to deal with this, the community has to deal with this, and we talk about, sexuality, we talk about gender identity, and, family drama. You want to hate the mother, but I like that the author did not just vilify her. He didn't just make her out to be a villain who did this horrible thing, and you're bad black woman, you're bad, mean, you horrible black woman. He didn't make her out to be this monster. He did, humanize her, and she was mistreated as a child. She was dealing with trauma, and it just carried on into her adult life. And I liked that she was like a multi-dimensional character. I really did. Like, I empathized with her, even though I was still able to recognize that what she did was wrong. Now, there is something that I did not like about the book. There is something. Obviously, we're dealing with, like, gender identity and sexuality and all that with this child being raised as a girl. Now, we know that children are not dumb. Children aren't dumb. They are innocent, but they are not dumb. And obviously growing up, they they get told, you're a boy, so you have this, and you're a girl, so you have this. And that's how children are that's how children are primarily raised. And obviously, when they have friends, they talk and they have questions for you, they have questions for their friends that they want to say, oh, well, I'm a boy, so I have this, and I'm a girl, so I have this. And they explore and they ask questions. So when we approach children in like this topic of like sexuality and sex, we approach it more scientific when we do with children, because they are innocent and there's nothing intimate about them in their sexuality. There are parts of this book where Perfect, who is our main character, has a friend, and they are questioning each other about who they are and what they are. And it got too detailed for me with them in this topic. It got too detailed with them asking and exploring this, and I felt like it crossed the line. I don't believe that was the author's intention. I can see why he did it. It was just the way he went about it. It made me a bit uncomfortable. I felt like we were getting too intimate. These children were like, we could have kept that a little bit more PG. G. Like, we didn't need that topic to be explored in that way. And so that was a bit off-putting for me. I did not like that, I will say that. And also, I felt like the book was a little too long. We got to a point where I was just like, what is this about? Like, where are we going with the story? It started off really well, and I feel like now it's just like, I feel like somebody just need to come take the pen. Make him turn in the final draft, and let's get this to the publisher, because he's done. He's been going on a little too long. But overall, I enjoyed the story. And our next book is The Plot. Now, this is another thriller, you could say. Well, not you could say, it's a thriller. Now, this book is about, who's our main character? Who was our main character? Jacob Finch, yeah. Jakey. Jacob Finch is our main character in this book, and he is a somewhat lukewarm, successful writer. He's published 2 books. One, it did pretty good, made some top 10 lists, some be on the lookout for this author list. And then he published a second one, and it was just a dud. Nobody bought it. It was like all the copies that got sold was pretty much him buying the book itself. So he is now a writer for like a community college type of creative writing class. And he's just down in the dumps on his luck. He feels like his career is going nowhere. He has a student that enrolls into his class by the name of, what's that boy's name? What's that boy's name? What's that man's name? Evan. Yeah, Evan. He has a character. He has a student named Evan who enrolls into his class. And Evan is like egotistical. Evan is just like, you know what? I got the best motherfucking novel coming out. He say, you ain't no Toni Morrison who? Stephen King who? None of y'all. Y'all can't touch Octavia Butler. Y'all not touching him. Colson Whitehead, y'all not touching him. That's what Evan Parker said. Evan Parker said he finna break all. He's a chain breaker. He's a way maker. That's what he said. Evan says he has, he's got the best thing coming up with the book that he's writing, and he's holding it tight to the chest. He ain't letting nobody see it. So at some point, Jacob, he gets let in just a little bit about what Evan has going on. And, we fast forward 2 years, and Jacob is still, down on his luck or whatever. Turns out, Evan actually died. This isn't a spoiler, it's literally in the synopsis. So, Evan actually died, and his book never got published. So, Jacob takes that great idea that Evan had, and uses it to create his own book. Suddenly, Jacob is everywhere. He on Oprah. His book is #1 on the New York Times bestseller. He talking to not Stephen King. He talking to big wig producers, getting ready to get his book turned into a movie, and he got money coming here and there, and he on top of the world. Until somebody says, "Oh, homie, that book that you've been riding high with, I know you stole it. I know you stole it. That ain't your book. That ain't your story. You stole it from somebody else. And I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. That's what they told him. That's what they told him. And that's where we go from there. That's where we go from there. I enjoyed this. Now, one thing I will say that I did not enjoy about this book was the fact that the author of this book, Miss Jean, she put the actual book, the fake book that Evan/Jacob wrote, put parts of that book in here, and it ties in with the story, but it wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. We could have told it some other way because it really did not interest me. It was used to push the plot along in the book, but it really wasn't needed. Whenever it came around, it was just like, man, I don't care about this. Let's get back to the story, because it slowed it down, because it was moving pretty fast. I can say that the book moves along fast, but whenever we got to the fake book, it kind of slowed things down, and I was just like, okay, yeah, this is where you messed up at, because this could have easily been a 5-star book for me, because this came at the right time. This just came at the right time, and I enjoyed it. I ate it up. I'm sorry, I ate it up. Ate it up. That's really my only complaint, is that we didn't need the fake book to be included in the plot. Like, we could have used it maybe here and there, just a little bit, to tell the story that needed to be told. But other than that, we didn't need that much of the fake book. We didn't need that much of it because it didn't do anything for me. The real story was doing just enough. And also, Jacob was dumb. Jacob was stupid. He was dumb. He was dumb. Like, I saw what was coming. I saw what was about to happen to him. Saw it from a mile away. Seen it from a mile away. Saw it from a mile away. I knew it. I knew it. But see, that didn't make me mad. See, there are, see, listen to me. If I can tell something is about to happen and it's like, okay, I see, this is dumb, this is stupid, why is this happening? Okay, I know everything. That's one thing. But if I can say, oh, this what it is. This is, see, that's two different things. And like, how did you not see it, Jake? How did you not see it? You a writer? You a writer? You writing thrillers? You writing thrillers? How you ain't see it? Exactly. So, yeah, I gave the book 4 stars. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I would recommend that. And our final book that we have today, our final book that we have for today, The City We Became. Now, I have heard a lot about this book. I have seen this book around. I've had my eye on it for a while. I'm like, I want to give it a try. I want to give it a try, even though I do not read fantasy and science fiction. And this is part 1 of a 2-book series, duality. What do they call it? What do they call it when it's just 2? What do they call it when it's just 2? It ain't a series when it's just 2. Ain't it called a what is it? What is it? A duology. A duology. Duology. That's what it is. A duology. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm being dramatic. Let me stop. That's what it's called, a duology. This is book 1 of a duology. I think the second one's called The World We Make or whatever. But this is The City We Became. And this is basically about 5 different people in New York City who are like the human embodiment of the 5 boroughs of New York City. So you've got Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens. Why couldn't I think of the other one? You've got Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, the Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, and Staten Island. My God. Yeah. So 5 different people who are the living human embodiment of the 5 boroughs, and they are tasked with, like, they need to come together, band together like Captain Planet, and take out the big bad thing that's about to destroy this city or whatever, okay? Now, in this book, we deal with social issues like racism, homophobia, sexism, transphobia. Like, we've got a lot of different things in here, but I like the way it's done. It doesn't feel like just checking boxes. It does have a natural flow to it, to me. So if you feel like, oh, I don't like all this woke stuff, well, first of all, you're on the wrong channel. Like, why are you here? Why are you here? You're in the wrong place. This is not a safe space for you. Because if you use woke as in a negative way, this is go away. I promise. Why are you here? We talk about these things that we deal with in everyday society, but it's not, I don't feel like it's done in a preachy way. And also, there are funny moments of this book. There are quite a few funny moments. I did laugh, and yeah. Now, did I tell you, hey, I'm not finished with the book. I have like 2 more chapters to go. But after I finish, will I be reading the second book? No, I will not. Is this a bad book? No, it is not. But the reason why I will not be reading the second one is just because I've come to the conclusion that, which I've already known, I've been new. Fantasy is just not my thing. It is just not my thing. Now, this has nothing to do with it being a fantasy book, because in any and every book, like I said about the other ones, there are some boring parts. Just like in this book, there are parts I was just like, okay, I don't care about this. This is boring. Or this character, specifically the Bronx character, she started off cool, and I was like, oh, she's gonna be really funny. This might be my favorite character. It turns out I didn't really like her storyline. For some reason, it just felt like information whenever I got to her, and it didn't do for me what it should have. But I really did enjoy the Manhattan character, the Brooklyn character, the Queens character. I did enjoy those. Oh, I also didn't care for the Staten Island character. Didn't care for her at all. So yeah, this is not a bad book. There were boring parts to me and there were good parts to me. It's just the whole fantasy thing. Like, while I was reading it, it's funny because I was imagining this being an actual TV series, and I could see it happening. If they ever turn this into a TV series, I'm all for it. If Miss N.K. Jemisin, N.K., if they ever come to you for an adaptation, girl, sign the paper. Sign the paper. Make them cut you a check and sign the paper, because I'm down. I'm picturing in my head like that show, The Misfits, that UK series, The Misfits. That's what I see in my head when I'm reading this. And so I'm along for the ride. It didn't completely do it for me, and I know why. That's why I won't say it's a bad book. I can't say that because I know it's just not the book for me. And I'm sitting here saying, oh, this is a book that helped me break my like slump or like bad streak. And it did. Because it did help pull me out of my, everyday type of read. And I can see why. That's why I'm talking about this. I can see why people enjoy fantasy and science fiction. It's just that my brain, something doesn't allow me to enjoy it in book form. But give me a TV show or a movie, I'm down. I'm here for it. So yeah, I can see why people enjoy this. It's just not completely my thing. But yeah, that's it. That's what I got for you. That's all I got for you today. These are the 4 books that they have my God, they have broken, that streak that I had that would just had me struggling. I was down deep in the depths of despair. Like, I had to get back up again. We fall down, but we get up. Get back up again. Nah. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. Let me know down below if like, what are you reading? What's on the list? Give me some recommendations. I've given you mine. I've told you what's helped me. I really do think y'all should read these. Like, I think you would enjoy these. I really do. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Until next time. Wait, what do I normally say at the end? Damn. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I have. I'll see you. That's what I say. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I have for you. I'll see you in the next one.